A long time ago in ancient Israel, before Wi-Fi and pizza deliveries, there was a woman who desperately wanted to have a baby, but hadn't been able to. Surely people gave her all kinds of unsolicited advice like,
eat more figs.
But one day, her life took an unexpected turn. Out of nowhere, an angel appeared in her living room, or maybe in her patio, who knows?
You are going to have a son,
Announced the angel. The woman blinked.
Are you sure you have the right house?
Oh, of course.
Said the angel.
And here's the deal. Your son will be a Nazirite dedicated to God. That means he won't be able to drink wine, cut his hair, or go to wild parties. His long hair will be the secret of his super strength. Think of it like the original superhero, but without a cape.
And so, when the baby was born, they named him Samson. From the beginning, it was clear that he wasn't an ordinary child. While other babies were learning to walk, Samson was already lifting the family goat. And his hair? It grew like crazy. The townspeople probably whispered,
Is it a boy or a small bear?
Little did they know that this was just the beginning of Samson's epic and very hairy adventures. As Samson grew, he became a local celebrity, but not for his charm or his jokes, but for his incredible super strength. The stories spread quickly.
Have you seen that guy lift an entire cart? With just one hand! Crazy!
But Samson wasn't just sitting around impressing people. Life always seemed to throw him something unexpected. For example, once, Samson was walking through a vineyard, probably in his own world, when suddenly, a roaring lion jumped at him. Later, Samson would recall that moment with his friends, smiling.
You know, that lion jumped at me like it wanted to attack me. But then I thought, why fight? It doesn't make sense. So I decided to play with it instead of fighting. To me, a lion is like a big puppy. We ended up rolling on the ground like we were best friends. I think it even liked me.
The villagers couldn't believe what they were hearing.
Samson fought a lion with his bare hands?
Exclaimed someone. Another added,
Maybe we should ask him to pull the carts at the next harvest.
Stories of his strength spread like wildfire, and soon everyone knew that Samson wasn't just strong, he was destined for greatness. But Samson's fame wasn't just for defeating lions. He was also the defender of his people, the Israelites, who were constantly harassed by the Philistines. The Philistines would arrive with their armies and weapons, determined to conquer. But every time Samson appeared, it wasn't a battle, it was simply a very bad day for them. For example, once Samson found himself surrounded by a crowd of enraged Philistines on the battlefield. He reached for his weapon and nothing. That's when he realized he had forgotten to bring it. Maybe he was too busy braiding his hair that morning. Who knows? But Samson wasn't going to let that stop him. He looked around and saw something very unlikely. The jawbone of a donkey.
Well, this will have to do.
Samson muttered to himself, probably shrugging. And with that, he picked it up and started fighting. The Philistines probably thought,
What's he going to do with that? Tell us a bedtime story.
But before they knew it, Samson had defeated them all, blow after blow, like a whirlwind of strength and determination. It was the kind of story that was told from generation to generation. Samson, the man who turned the humble jawbone of a donkey into the ultimate weapon. For Samson, it seemed almost like a warm-up, while the Philistines gave it all they had and still lost. And then, along came Delilah.
Oh, Delilah.
Samson was completely in love, head over heels in love, writing her name in the sand level in love. She was charming, cunning, and, let's be honest, probably the type of person who could convince anyone to give her their dessert. The Philistines noticed and thought,
Aha! We've got him!
They offered Delilah a ton of money, buy yourself a new donkey level, to discover the secret of Samson's strength. Every night, Delilah would casually ask him,
So, Samson, honey, what makes you so strong? Hypothetically, if someone wanted to make you, less strong, how would they do it?
And Samson, knowing he should be careful, but blinded by love, would play along with her.
Oh, it's simple. Tie me up with new ropes, and I'll be as weak as anyone.
Of course. Delilah tried it. Samson broke the ropes in 2 seconds.
Ropes? Seriously?
He said, probably laughing as he flexed his muscles. This game went on for a while, Delilah asking, Samson joking. But eventually, after enough puppy dog eyes and dramatic sighs, Samson gave in.
Okay, it's my hair. If you cut it, I'll lose all my strength.
He admitted, probably thinking,
What's the worst that could happen?
Spoiler alert! It was the worst that could happen! The Philistines were terrible. They captured Samson, gouged out his eyes, and threw him into a dark, damp cell. His days were spent grinding grain, which was probably as exciting as watching grass grow. It was a difficult time for Samson, physically and emotionally. He often thought about his mistakes, probably berating himself for trusting Delilah.
Seriously, Samson?
He might have murmured.
A haircut? That's what defeated me?
But while he was there, alone with his thoughts in a big pile of grain, something remarkable began to happen. His hair, slowly but surely, started to grow back.
I could feel it.
Samson would later reflect.
It wasn't just my hair growing, but a flicker of strength returning. It was as if God was giving me a second chance. And, honestly, wasn't going to waste it.
One day, the Philistines decided to throw a huge party in their temple to celebrate their victory over Samson. They ate, drank, and congratulated themselves for capturing the mighty warrior. To make it even more entertaining, they brought Samson out to display him like a defeated trophy.
Look at him now.
They mocked, pointing and laughing. But Samson, with his hair now long again, had other plans. Silently, he whispered a prayer.
Lord, remember me. Just give me strength one more time. Just one last push!
And he pushed. Samson placed his hands on the two enormous columns that held up the temple and gave it all he had. The ground shook, the walls cracked, and before anyone could say,
What's happening?
the entire temple collapsed. In his final act, Samson defeated more Philistines in that moment than in his entire life. Talk about going out in style. And so ends the story of Samson, a journey of incredible strength, painful mistakes, and final redemption. But what can we learn? First, maybe don't share your secrets with someone suspicious. More importantly, Samson's life shows us that even when we fail, God never gives up on us. Samson returned to God in his weakest moment, and God answered. His story reminds us that it's never too late for grace. Our strength doesn't come from being perfect, but from trusting in the one who can restore us, even when we feel broken. So, whether you're facing lions, mistakes, or big decisions, remember this: true strength comes from knowing you're never alone. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to follow our channel, the iPro Bible, for more wisdom and fun.
Yahoo!